Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for December 1. My name is Wendy, and this is a reading for the week of December 1 for the sign of Aries. If it doesn't resonate, you might want to watch for your moon or your rising sign. We do have a full moon this week in Gemini. And as I was sitting down to start recording your reading, I was hearing that Cher song, Do You Believe in Life After Love? So it's interesting to see the Lover's card here. Okay, let's take a look. It seems like this is a week of fantasy. It's a week for visioning, daydreaming. With that full moon in Gemini, I'm kind of feeling like you're putting the pieces together. There's some supportive energy around this moon that's helping you put the pieces together. There could be maybe some procrastination this week, or you find yourself maybe spending too much time kind of living in the thought, memory, or fantasy of something as opposed to the reality of it. So you've got 2 7s and a 6. That's interesting. The Lovers. Okay. It is a great week for partnership. Contracts are emphasized. Paradise, embracing yourself, loving yourself. Halves, the 2 halves of yourself. Maybe a part of self that you used to feel like you couldn't really fully share, or you felt like you kind of had 2 sides that you would... one was kind of your personal hidden self, like very 4th house, and then you have your 10th house, your public self, the public facing image or the public facing self. So around this moon in Gemini, there's an emphasis on duality, your own duality, and quite literally a two-facedness or a two-sidedness to the self. And I think you're recognizing that as, it's interesting too, it was 2 minutes and 22 seconds when I said that. I think you're recognizing the power of integrating all aspects of you. So there's a unifying happening this week where it's kind of like you're recognizing possibilities, like, wow, what could this become? What could this be? And then you see the material manifestation of it. I feel like a lot of you are really embracing partnership, embracing part of yourself. And of course, relationships always mirror something back to us, whether that is our motivations for superiority, our perceptions of inferiority, power dynamics. And so how other people show up to you mirrors, of course, how you feel about yourself, right? There's something about perception this week, and I feel like this is a liberating week for you, Aries. We've also got the 7 of Swords. So there is a liberation of self. And I feel like the more that it feels like you're really individualistic this week. You're not afraid to stand out. You're not afraid to do something differently. And of course, that song I heard, Do You Believe in Life After Love? This kind of represents that escape or that breaking free, maybe after a relationship. I don't really see a relationship ending, but I feel like there's an emphasis on the individual versus the partnership this week. Are you still able to maintain your independence in a relationship? Are you supported? Are you able to have free time? Does this person respect your need to be alone or to go research or work on things? I see a power of the mind as well. I think you're quite analytical this week. I'm seeing an emphasis on analysis, the analytical mind. So something that maybe starts out as a feeling or a fantasy, or maybe there is just general confusion around a person or a relationship, I feel like that is becoming clear. Some of you might be recognizing where a person has been dishonest. Maybe they They do things for a thrill. They like to get away with things. They just kind of want to test the waters. That's Seven of Swords. This can also be a thief for some of you. So I don't know if you're feeling like that in a love relationship or maybe at work or even in a business contract with the Lovers. There's an emphasis on partnerships. That can be business contracts as well. And it seems like somebody is acting maybe too individualistically. They're breaking away from the partnership. They're doing something without running it by this person. There could be acts of deception. There could be acts like smoke and mirrors. That's the Seven of Cups. So there is potential for deception this week. But I don't think the deception is happening this week, Aries. I feel like you're discovering it, like you're seeing the proof of something. And an integration of, I think you're recognizing your autonomy, and it seems like this week is an integration of, wow, solitude. Sorry, I keep not finishing this sentence. It's an integration of the whole self, again, in that duality of self, the masculine, the feminine coming together as one. Again, the fourth house versus the 10th house, your moon sign versus your sun sign. How can we combine both of those so they work harmoniously together? In relationships, there is greater potential for understanding. Although we do have this solitude card, it feels like if you are in a relationship, you maybe just need some time to yourself to figure things out, to process, to purge. You could be going away on a work trip. But it feels like when you come back here, you're quite welcomed. I do see an emphasis on objectivity and a scientific mind. Like you're curious about something and you're going to go into the lab, so to speak. With this solitude card, there's something you want to figure out. There's something you want to figure out, and it feels like you can only do it alone. So that's a little challenging. Because if you are in a business contract, partnership, or a relationship, I mean, we all need time to ourselves, but I'm wondering if one of you is like the research behind the scenes person and the other one is the forward facing one, like maybe a silent partner. Maybe some of you could be teaming up with a silent partner to further your business goals. Okay, we have the Emperor and the Two of Pentacles closing out the reading. So there is your card, and the Emperor is interesting. You need boundaries. The Emperor really sets boundaries in terms of where people are allowed to access you, where people are not allowed to go. So maybe in a relationship, maybe there's a need to set boundaries about like, these are my expectations. This is how I want to move forward. Because without these boundaries, I feel off balance. I feel like things are a little, uncertain. So how do we move forward with certainty? Because we don't want this confusion. We want certainty. We move forward with expectation. We set everything on the table. We have a plan, step 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very managerial. So stepping into that manager role, like coming up with the plan and adhering to that budget, adhering to those steps, adhering to, boundaries, right? Territorial. It's very territorial with the Emperor. So delineating expectations. It's like, I have a goal. How do I map it out to get there? Looking at a map, making a plan, looking at the week ahead, being quite rigid. And the thing is with the Emperor, the more predictable and consistent you are, the better payoff, the better results you'll have. So I feel like any confusion or disillusion, I'm hearing disillusionment, disorientation that you've experienced, if you've felt kind of off kilter, off balance, you're getting that back because you're able, so you have to keep moving, right? With this tightrope walker, you can't really stop when you're on a tightrope. You have to keep walking to maintain your balance. But you do that with carefully planned steps, right? A plan. So getting into your masculine, maybe an emphasis on the divine masculine side. Some of you may not know how to move forward with this Emperor, so maybe you take some time for solitude, take some time to give yourself like a weekend to think it over, come back with fresh eyes. So a change of scenery is really going to help you solve this. So you really need to get out of your typical scenery, I'm going to say, and have a solid plan moving forward. It's like you're getting some space to come up with a plan. Again, very scientific, right? You want to have these predictable steps, which will enable you to measure your results with whatever you're doing. Of course, this is a thief card. Some of you at work may have run-ins with someone who's trying to steal something. And so again, the Emperor, like having that plan in place, how do you handle that? Or who can you call upon to help you in those moments? I don't see anything catastrophic. It's more like someone tried, like they're testing the waters, they're trying to get away with something, but I think you're quite strong by yourself. Maybe someone's gone and that's why this other person comes around and they're like, oh, that store's understaffed today. I'm going to go I'm going to go and, see what I can get away with. And you're like, I don't think so. You messed with the wrong Emperor. Okay, Aries, that's been your reading for the week ahead. I feel like we covered a lot of ground in that short reading. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can book through my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description box. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.